So, dude.
God damn it.
Carly.
Micah,
dude.
damn it.
I don't understand what that is.
So, dude.
Is that like,
It's like
from a
saying
thing?
sup.
Right.
It's just really
with you, boy.
irritating.
Oh, is it from something?
I don't
No.
know.
I just thought it was a reference.
No, it's
No, it's
I don't-
just them
We're
being...
just being obnoxious. 'cause
I
that's who
don't.
we
I
are
don't
as people.
understand any references, but sometimes I just want to know where they come from.
fair
Mostly,
enough.
but here's the thing, Micah.
Humans fascinate me.
You actually don't want to know where it
Humans
comes from.
fascinate
Sometimes I
and
do.
appall me.
Sometimes I do want to know. I usually regret afterwards. But
Yeah.
Curiosity, that cat.
I mean, it's got to be weird seeing what your dad's created, having fallen this far.
just wow.
Oh, God. All right. So, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Nostalgia Critic, War of the Commercials. It's
Still
been a
waiting to get
month.
struck by lightning. It's gonna happen.
It's
I
been a
welcome
month.
it. Please kill
And,
me.
We're so
well,
excited.
I'm excited to see what commercials Doug has pulled from the bowels of television history. I mean, we've already had, like, some classics thrown at us. I mean, like, the Crossfire one, which,
Oh
commercial.
man.
when it came on, you and me both had the same reaction.
Yeah, we both just went, oh
Yeah!
man, that's the hypest.
So this
Yeah.
is not a countdown, right? This is I've never seen
No,
a
this
commercial
is just
before.
he pulls up old commercials and talks about like how hype they were or how creepy they are
Okay,
or
so he just talks about commercials,
yeah,
nostalgic commercials. 'Cause
Yeah.
he's the nostalgia.
because like for example he did a holiday episode and you know he talked about the one with the M&Ms and Santa Claus.
Yeah, I watched that one with you.
Well, I'm talking for Carly.
Oh,
I'm
right.
explaining, but he also talked about you're my present this year, big brother.
Ugh.
I had a feeling that would probably be
Yeah,
on the
and
list.
we went.
I wonder if some of them are regional because there are some I'm like,
There
oh,
are.
you gotta remember that.
Well,
and then,
well-
and then there's some I'm like,
Well,
Yeah.
there is one. There was the one with the World War One child.
Right.
Well, no. I mean, I think he means like in the United States, regional.
yeah.
Because
like-
No, there were a
one-
few that were from Canada.
Well, no, like
Well, I'm just
Like-
saying, like, because he's like in New England and we're,
No, he's
southeast.
in Illinois, dude.
Oh, is he? I thought he was in.
it's
Oh no, he was
Midwest.
going to Rhode Island. He was repping
Yeah.
Rhode
Yeah.
Island Comic Con. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
but
But I'm ready to watch commercials.
Yay, commercials.
yeah,
yeah,
See
commercials.
what I
It's-
remember and don't remember.
yeah.
Cool.
They
Let's,
pay for stuff without violence.
It is an assault on our eyes, though, man.
Sometimes
it is
they are.
violent.
Anyway,
All right, so here we go. War of the Commercials by the Nostalgia Critic. Let's go. Channel awesome.
yup.
Just,
Yes.
just go.
That's the best intro he could have done. Just
I remember that.
just go.
Just go. Yes.
remember.
Oh
This
boy.
It's the first commercial for Super Smash Bros. On Nintendo 64.
Oh
Now it's a
baby.
commonplace idea to see your favorite lovable characters beat the shit out of each other. But back
gosh.
then, seeing these cuddly cute balls skip was pretty shocking when it was followed by this.
Oh dude.
Good lord!
Get that.
Some
Get it.
kid's
Yeah.
walking
Get
with
it.
From Gladiator looking over an enchanted bloodbath.
It's so good.
Happy-go-lucky world of Nintendo.
What I like is before you realize it's all going this direction, it just looks like Mario snapped at Yoshi. What the hell did he do? Did he have a flashback to when he was a baby and Yoshi failed to protect him?
All the crying. Yep. Yep.
Never forgive, asshole!
You're a dickhead, Mario.
You are the dickhead!
This is just
10 points to whoever threw Pikachu twice, by the way.
yeah.
Like how the Pikachu costume, he doesn't have arms, so he can't really
Is it
fight. He
Clockwork
just like
Orange where Mario
waddles
knew he was
around.
gonna jack them up? I was calm on the outside, but thinking all at the time. So now it was Yoshi, the general, saying what to do and what not to do. Well, I did it what to do. Couldn't you just get revenge by dropping him off another cliff? We know the Yoshi species are like socks to you. Ultra violent as
Yeah.
hell, but pretty funny too. This commercial hits hard in the laughs.
It's so good.
I love the old get in or get out.
Man.
Ring pop.
Eat your bling,
oh, man.
seek help, and then seek a ring pop.
Will you wear my ring? Ring pop! It's a lollipop without a stick. A ring of flavor you
I want a ring
It's a
pop
catchy jingle
now.
on a typical
Frick.
setup,
Me too.
but it is one of those few commercials that had me
This
constantly
commercial
asking the
works.
question,
It does.
after. I know these are just playful scenarios to set up jokes, but what if they didn't cut away? How would the rest of these scenes play out?
Will you wear my ring? Pop!
Seriously, where's the ring, though?
Well,
You kept a box behind your back saying, will you wear my ring? You do not screw with a girl when it comes to this!
Well, I got some Tootsie Rolls if you're interested in any of those.
Oh, look, I can turn it around and wear it on the inside.
What does that have to do with...
Here's the ring!
Yep.
Here's the ring!
It works.
Okay, what the hell? You told me there was a ring. I thought I was fighting the school bully. I was pissing myself with fear when it was all just a pun for edible jewelry.
Ring pop!
Here's your pop.
Oh.
I love the way your ring looks. I love the way my ring tastes.
Wow, look, it's me and you.
My life as a toddler and tiara is scarring, but at least I have ring pop! Julie, are you getting candy on your walkway clothes? No, Mom! You better not, chubby thighs.
Yep.
Nevertheless,
No, that's
it's a
the
cute
reality
commercial
of
for-
toddlers and tiaras.
I wish it wasn't.
I
Need a
know.
ring.
She got the last one.
Believe it or not, there was a time when the funniest commercials you could watch were milk commercials. Yeah, in the early 90s, milk sales were down, so the California Milk Processor Board hired renowned advertising agency Goodby Silverstein and Partners to make milk, well, kind of cool. But how
Yeah.
do you do that? It's milk. I mean, this was their advertising campaign before. Clearly didn't have that big an effect. But with the catchphrase of only 2 words, got milk, suddenly milk was hilarious.
Got milk.
If Santa didn't get some with his cookies, he'd steal your friggin' tree.
No.
You've died and gone to heaven, not when you have giant cookies and no cartons of milk to wash it down with.
Nope. Who says you're in heaven?
Milk didn't work. This is not a commercial for milk.
The best ones often tricked you, so you didn't even know you were watching a milk commercial until the very end.
It's true.
One of them you think is an Oreo commercial, trying to find a name for the product.
Twist-out cookie, Chocolama.
But when an advertiser wants to drink down his mouthful,
What about you, Hurley?
Oreo.
but in that case, wasn't it good that he didn't have milk? Still better than this.
Anything's better than
Others
that.
particularly cruel, making you think it's a Trix commercial.
Oh, hey, Harlan.
Today.
Therefore, oh, that hurts so good. Next up, from Half Baked. These ads were so popular, they were even being mentioned by
Got milk?
CG Vagingirginas. But by far the best is the one
Oh,
that started
dear.
it all. An obsessed fan of
Yes,
Alexander
this
Hamilton.
one.
Still
Aaron-
obsessed. Makes a peanut butter sandwich when a radio calling contest asked for $10,000. Who shot him?
Who shot Alexander Hamilton in that famous duel? All right, let's go to the
Aaron
phones
Burr.
and see who's out there.
Sir.
Now for $10,000. Who shot? Excuse me? I'm sorry. Maybe next time.
Aaron Burr.
Sir.
Got milk.
My God, is that brilliant. By far the greatest Got Milk commercial and probably one of the greatest commercials of all time. I mean,
Yep.
it's absolutely genius. Who the hell directed that? No. No.
That's right, Critic. You're big.
Christ, you directed this masterpiece?
Oh, sure, but I don't really see it as a masterpiece.
How can't you? It's one of the most famous commercials of all time.
Yeah, but that was the old Bay, the one that still put out quality and new things. Today's Bay would just do the usual shit. In fact,
sure how I feel
in
about
honor
this.
of its 24th anniversary,
No.
Random number.
I've reshot the commercial to reflect my current style.
No.
I did.
You broke what wasn't broken.
I prefer blue up, but both work. Take a look.
That was Annoying Boy Says No, 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 No for 2 hours. And now for today's sexy question. Who was responsible for writing the legend of King Arthur?
This is
Good God.
unbelievable.
I know the answer. It was Transformers covering up a drunk Merlin.
Oh, that's so correct. You win.
Oh, God.
Camera,
Hey, why?
Now
Tamara,
I'll
you're better
shower
than this.
Milk against a blazing sunset in slow-mo.
No.
Got milk.
No, but you will.
Give me a sec. I'm gonna drink a Bud Light.
Bud Light is awesome.
Thank you, Optimus.
So, not only did that make no sense, but you let a product placement get in the way of another product placement.
Oh, you're too kind.
I'm just gonna pretend in a parallel universe you're listening to me.
I've been getting that a lot lately.
Well, even though times change, great commercials always last.
I feel like Critic has to go to a dark place sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Attention, attention, family thinks high toy prices are joke.
Oh no!
Wait, what?
This was an ad for a department store called Zellers. And while it's cool to get Batman and Robin in there, the way they're represented is kind of odd.
Attention, attention, family thinks high toy prices are joke.
Okay, I don't know why the Batcave has an announcer, but he does not sound very excited to be that announcer. I would be ecstatic if Batman picked me for that job, you unenthusiastic dick.
Drop your punchline, Joker.
Like, that animation's pretty
I know the
legit,
Joker's
though.
supposed to be
Like,
excitable,
right?
but
Yeah.
hummingbirds made out
Can't they
of
just
jello
make
don't
that a
move
series?
like that.
Drop your punchline, Joker.
Too late, Batman! I'm all cartilage!
Listen, folks.
I'm all...
Are you protected by?
And what's up with Batman's voice? It sounds more
He's
like
the
his
Tick!
grandpa on 1920s radio.
Drop your punchline, Joker.
He's pulling a 22 skidoo.
No, but, like, this...
The law of Toyland.
Like, those motions? It's the Tick!
It is.
Yeah,
When I
that's
think
great.
about
Is
it.
this crime really Batman or Joker worthy?
Somebody drew this as a
I feel like this was at the low
Yeah.
end of anarchy and chaos.
Hot Wheels are just $1.77 each.
God, remember
Next,
when?
I'll tell them that Walmart's prices are suitable at best. Suitable! Their weird-ass Ren and Stimpy animation close out what was already a surreal Bat experience.
You're protected at Zellers because the lowest price is the law.
Oh, my imaginary spine I don't have.
Fantastic.
Least, but still contains a lot of energy for a few yucks.
Holy one-liner, Batman.
It's Zellers. Robin ain't bringing his A material to this.
Holy one-liner. That's so
Good
good.
idea. I think. Honestly, it's kind of weird. They're the purr-tenders. Cats that can't get adopted, so they disguise themselves as other animals. You know, because a toucan and a duck have a better chance of getting bought over a cat. Hey, we had to work with this dumbass pun. This is the best we can do with it. Brilliant, isn't it? Just your basic-ass doll you can get anywhere, but throw a 2-cent mask on him, and suddenly there's a gripping story.
You're the best bunny ever. Purr? You're not a bunny. You're a cat.
I was blacklisted during the McCarthy era. They'll only buy scripts from me if they think I'm a bunny.
You're such
Wow.
Damn.
Hey, you're a
Harsh.
cat.
How dumb are you? A mouse? It's a cat! They eat mice! This was such a weak-ass idea. They had to
The
downplay
face
the
is what got me.
appearance in Burger King meals.
What do you think it could be? It might be linguine.
Linguine.
No.
Yeah, her tenders would be interested if you thought you were getting linguine. Were you dropped?
Whoa.
I'm just gonna say, are you
That
drunk?
got dark.
Go home.
Honestly, I prefer the linguine.
Now
What are you on?
No, it's garbage.
A little
A
too
bucket of
complicated for
rainbows,
my taste,
obviously.
But I guess it's adorable enough.
Sometimes you just kid too hard.
The Pretenders from
Yeah,
Fisher
no wonder
Price
they couldn't get
sold
adopted.
separately.
Bucket of rainbows? What the hell? You know,
Oh,
Sweaty Muscles
no.
out of dry ice can sell idiots anything.
Oh, trust me, I know.
Shut
Shut
up,
up,
Bay.
Michael Bay.
For an unimpressive toy called the Eliminator.
I bring you 7 awesome solving weapons all in one. The power dagger.
A plastic knife that doesn't cut. Hyped.
The power sword.
That is literally the same thing.
The laser sword.
I think your sister in college would get better use out of that than you.
Mean.
Machine gun.
Yeah, I have one of those too. It's called a flashlight. It's a flashlight.
You're gonna blow out your camera,
Again,
dude.
a flashlight.
Doug.
I think I'm putting together who this toy was intended for.
Dang it.
You didn't even name 7. 7 was complimenting yourself. Alone, they're cheap Taiwan plastic. What other weak-ass weapons are on that thing?
The whisk. The ice cream scoop. The electric toothbrush. And the thing the father tried to sell in Gremlins. Cool.
Yep.
I little
I mean,
funny for its cheesiness, but still a lame-ass toy.
I've seen somebody do a lot of damage with an ice cream scoop.
If you can't
Melon
find
baller.
it, it's because it's also your mom's dildo!
Oh.
How you take out a thyroid? Melon
Mr.
baller.
Warburton, there's a Mr. the Frog here to see you.
Mr. Warburton. Okay, I know the Muppets have had their ups and downs in the past, but what the hell are they doing here?
Is it true you're bringing out a giant crumpet?
Yes, but...
Well, sir, you have given me a fantastic idea for a Muppet extravaganza.
A giant crumpet. That's giving you the idea for a Muppet extravaganza. And he ain't kidding. Look at the size of this production.
They're thick and super fluffy.
Ooh, I know what that feels like.
It's time to get them toasted. Most sensational.
Don't get me wrong, it's impressive, funny, and the Muppets are great, but it's friggin' crumpets! So it rhymes with Muppet. Great. It's still just a goddamn British pastry. It really doesn't deserve this
slant
much
rhyme, though,
attention.
too.
Imagine
Yeah.
there was a product
Like-
called Muppet Condoms. Would they be like, our show bombed, and so now we're doing this. Yay!
Ooh.
Some of it even
True.
seems out of character. Like there's a friggin' Muppet death on screen. Watch!
They're bigger than my grandma.
Oh my god! It's not like
Cannibalism.
A safe vault on a
Yep.
No, you see that thing struggle while being devoured. It's kind of gruesome.
Yeah.
Oh God, no! I'm the last of my kind! Oh sweet Jesus, that's where Skeeter went!
Oh no.
Ends on, well, kind of a raunchy note.
Where's Mr. Warburton? So, is it true you're the world's biggest supplier of crumpets?
Okay, I do not want to think of Miss Piggy's sexual assaults. Just because you're a woman and a pig doesn't make it any less Harvey Weinsteinish. Do pigs in space, not pigs in jail.
No,
Again,
no,
the
I
commercial's
was
fine,
gonna
I guess,
mention,
but
you know,
why throw this much money into a lavish
how she's
production
really
for
abusive to
British
Kermit,
crumpets?
and it's kind
Have
of
things
maybe
really
a good
gotten
thing they
that
broke up.
bad for the Muppets?
Crumpets? Goddamn crumpets? Are you shitting me? We're the friggin' Muppets, not Teletubbies!
I hate this.
No! My grandfather was an old Jewish sock, and he came to this country to uphold our the Frog name!
You don't give me better deals, you're letting
A generation of fabric down!
Stop pretending to be Kermit.
Oh, I see. You want me to think about it. Well, think about this, Larry. My banjo rainbow connecting to what's left of your balls! No crumpets! Nancy?
Heavy.
Yes, Mr.
It's true.
Could you run down to Binny's and get me another 6-pack of Hoppin' Frog beer?
Don't you think you've had enough, Mr. F?
I'll tell you when I've had enough!
Damn!
Washed up bastard!
When did the rainbow fade?
Wow.
Critic
We went to a really dark place for this one.
Well, here's hopefully a more chipper commercial to make you feel better.
Ad
commercial
break.
break.
About Kermit, weren't you? So was I. Okay, here's something more chipper. A
Oh,
delightful
no.
little doggy.
Dog.
Oh, aren't you the cutest?
I'm worried.
Oh my God, you're the most adorable little guy.
Oh,
yes,
God.
you are.
I think I remember this one.
You're so adorable. They're just kind of keeping the camera on you, aren't they? Yeah, just not really saying
Chico, I'm
anything.
scared.
Not hearing any announcers. Guess they're just banking on your cuteness. Okay, I can go with that. You're the cutest little guy. You're the most adorable little thing in the world. Oh, yes, you are. Oh, yes, you are. Oh, Christ. Oh, shit. Holy, whoa. What the hell? What the hell? What?
Please give us a pound, or we'll have to pull the trigger.
What in God's name? What the hell was that?
Oh dear. Oh dear.
I am taking my dog and going home.
I startled Chico.
Oh!
What?
Oh! Why? Like all of a sudden, 38 snub out of nowhere.
I'm gonna shoot
Give us
the
a pound
dog.
or we'll shoot the dog.
I'm gonna shoot the dog. Don't shoot the
dog.
dog.
I'm gonna shoot the dog.
Zeus, no. Oh, God.
What the hell was that?
You startled Chico.
So that was just, they were just asking for donations. That wasn't like adopt the dog. It was like, just give us money, right?
Yeah.
What is that so messed up?
They're holding
Like-
it for ransom.
It's like it's like the government. It's like.
Are you okay?
It's like give us money.
I would,
Literally give us money or we'll pull the trigger. What in God's name?
Hey, buddy.
Poor dog.
Oh, poor pupper.
because it's like, I understand the metaphor of like, hey, it's like, you know, spay and neuter your pets and adopt, or because they're going to get put down. But that's just like
too,
this is
like
extorting people for money, like
little too much.
Because it wasn't like
heavy-handed
it wasn't like,
there.
hey, come adopt him. It's like,
You're
no,
like
we're
an
holding this dog
18.
hostage.
I need you at best like a 4.
Wow.
Good Lord, man.
Chico, I'm sorry you had to
Where
hear
the
that.
hell did that come from? Oh man. Okay, let's keep going. See,
Enter Keanu Reeves.
I have.
What fluffy shit was that?
Correct.
My words exactly,
Terrorist
Doug.
hostage video from
Stop
PetSmart?
showing it!
What was this even for? RSPCA? What? Let me look that up. An animal welfare charity in Britain. Oh, of course! When you're doing crumpets, you're all Muppets and dancing, but when you're doing PSAs, you're killing dogs! New Canada! Just listen
Well,
to the wording they use in this.
I mean, there's this or there's Sarah McLachlan for the ASPCA.
I'd
So I mean,
rather listen to
Says
Sarah
you give them the
McLachlan.
money, they'll be
Even though I've
able
heard her
to
sing that
stop
song about 1,000
animals?
times ago,
Was
over.
that what they were
I
trying
mean,
to get
yeah,
across?
it's not the Sarah
You
McLachlan. It's
failed.
just having to see all of the sad
Doesn't
pets.
come across their way at all. They literally say, "Give us a pound or we'll pull the trigger." I would think this is a gritty reboot of Cats and Dogs, directed by Christopher Nolan. They don't even say what RSPCA stands for. Well, in my mind, it stands for really shitty puppy crucifying assholes. This
That-
got
yes.
such a
That's
negative
accurate.
backlash that they cut
shoot
down
nails?
the PSA and had a kid sing "How much is that doggy in the window" while answering how much a dog really does cost. Yeah, don't forget to include the funeral, you sick shits. In fact, that ironically contradicts the last one they did. Where this one says don't spend the cash if you can't afford it, the other one says give us the cash or you'll see Benji's brains. Okay, I'm done with this one. It's horrible, it doesn't get the point across, it's just disturbing. Please show me a different one to watch.
Those lonely pound puppies really
Well, don't show me that. No!
Pound puppy, I'm so glad to find you. Put that
I'm gonna hold my dog.
behind you.
Good.
Come on, maybe I
think
won't
happy
think
thoughts.
of a PSA. Pound puppies. Pound. Give us a pound and we'll pull the trigger. I'm sorry, you cute, but I need time.
It's the Mickey Mouse talking phone.
Ah, the Mickey Mouse phone. I think a lot of kids have this.
Mickey, come over for a potty.
Kid, you are way too young to be into Mickey Mouse watching you potty. Also, you sound relatively disinterested in it.
Also kind of drunk.
Yeah.
To be fair, it's better than this obviously confused kid. Who says that to a character phone? That's like playing Mario Brothers and saying, "This has nothing to do with plumbing."
I can have a talk with Mickey Mouse.
Fair.
Inside my house.
That was Mickey Mouse, huh? Sounds more like a drunken old lady shouting obscenities. Don't laugh at her, it only makes her drink more. Okay, I sound nothing like Snow White, but I'm...
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, take it out like 2 octaves higher and you've got it.
That was one of the Martians from Mars Attacks.
Man.
That girl looks like the I smell like beef child.
Oh no.
This project would be a lot more fun if they brought in even more interesting Disney characters. I think there's a good variety you can choose from.
Smell like
Hello, this is Bambi. My mother and I are.
Hello, this is Judge Frodo. My sexual lust for gypsy girls had my age birds like hell's fire.
Hello, we're the cast from Song of the South.
Oh no.
Oh,
Still a neat idea for a toy, just not advertised very well.
smell like beef.
You're right. She does like yeah. I smell like beef child.
Hello, we the crows from Dumbo.
No. Good call.
Tiger puts arcade action in the palm of your hand.
Oh man.
That is a lie.
Whoa, what?
No.
Those were so bad.
It's bad box art, Mega Man.
One whole bit?
Games like Double Dragon 2. Billy Lee returns as you use your incredible ninja acrobatics.
Yeah, what
Wait, are we
acrobatics
playing as Bimmy or
extending
Jimmy?
one arm and one leg while your dick magically disappears? Look at this. It's so lame they have to focus on the kids moving around because there's no excitement in the game itself. If you saw any kid moving like this while playing a Tiger game, you'd think he was having an epileptic episode.
Defeat the ultimate villain, the Black Shadow Boss.
Kid's so jacked up, he gets excited about golf. Yeah, there's friggin' golf.
Fighting
but
golf?
Not just any golf. Lee Trevino's fighting golf. So
there
you
it
know
is.
they mean the real shit.
Choose between 2 levels of difficulty as you select your own golf clubs. Control the
Think
strength of
about
your
that.
swing and the direction of the ball.
I'm already asleep hearing these
Real
exciting
shit.
selections, and this kid's hopping all over the place.
Video excitement in the palm of your hand.
I had a Star Wars
Yeah,
game
that
like that. It
looks
was
like a
so
kid playing
bad.
handheld golf over there.
Also available.
I remember them selling similar, or not selling, but having similar things with like McDonald's toys.
I
used to have a couple of Sonic ones.
I had a couple of Sonic ones.
Your jealousy arouses me.
As you complete 18 holes.
I actually played one of the tennis ones, like a decent amount. Like it, I mean, it wasn't like good, obviously, but like it passed the time.
Yeah.
I got it at a yard sale. You.
No, boy.
No.
Oh, this did not make it all the way to.
No. No.
Hey, look, ball sack sucked off a fire hydrant.
Oh God.
That's too crazy for even me to make a joke about it. I don't think this could get more abstractly perverted. Up, spoke too soon.
Wait.
No.
Wait, that's the kid from friggin' Mighty Ducks. That's Peter. That's Peter from Mighty Ducks. Bye, Felicia.
You know what?
Yes.
These commercials are
Thank you,
messing
Ice
up.
Cube.
I shouldn't read too many innuendos into them. It's immature and it's been done to death. I should really just grow the hell up. So, let's move on to the next one.
The name of the game is Ballbuster.
Damn it.
He's so done. He's like, I've done so many.
He stared into the abyss, and the abyss stared back.
It's a family game.
You make strategic offensive and defensive moves. Then try to bust your opponent's balls.
Oh, come on.
It's as easy as checkers.
So Kevin Spacey likes to play this one more.
Oh.
You're a ball.
No.
Mood.
No.
It would be easier to get through if the narrator didn't salivate every time he talked about it.
Ballbuster. And for adults, it's exciting. Try to bust your opponent's
That's just
I think I can hear his tongue
unfortunate.
on that one.
A great new game from Mego.
You know what, though? I think I did okay. Yeah, every year there's always a commercial like this with heavy sexual innuendos, and you know what?
What, like the Wonder Boner?
Mature. I'm patting myself on the
Or
back
the
this year.
big
I'm
yellow
patting
banana?
myself on the back. I'm a bigger person than I thought.
What do you call the new water and ooze blast and oozinator?
No! No!
And of course, the new oozinator blaster from Super Soaker.
Nope. No. I am not saying a thing. I am not saying a thing. You hear
Yes,
me?
you are,
Not a
Doug.
goddamn word.
Say it.
But you think way too highly of me if you think I'm not gonna re-edit this in a humorous way.
No.
No, Doug.
Not saying a thing. Not saying a thing.
You don't have to say anything. Oh, I hate you.
I'm
so
not
much.
watching this. I hear the music and it's enough. Ah,
The Wonder Bone. My wife would like that.
There it is.
Not a word. Final verdict: Oozinator is a fine
I think you
commercial.
can get
It
that
just
on
has
Bad
the
Dragon.
misfortune of coming across the wrong way. I mean, damn it!
Blaster from Super Soaker.
You realize they can hear you, Carly.
Yeah.
Oh my god. This Atari commercial is amazing. I really mean
All right.
amazing.
You have my
It's
attention.
so good, it's hard to believe it's real.
Hey! Yeah? You look like a real jerk.
I already believe every commercial should start off that way.
So what you doing?
Well, Muffy, Buffy, Biff Jr. and I are going on a Sunday drive.
Oh, no, you ain't. You're gonna play pole position!
What? Whoa! What? Whoa! What? Whoa! What? Whoa! What? Whoa!
Yep.
Okay, that's pretty great. That's fantastic.
What even is it? Pole position? Sure, it's blocked. Actually, it looks really crappy. I don't care. It's blocked. I have no idea why an explosion changed the logo on that sign, and I don't care. Pole position!
That's pretty fantastic.
Yeah. If only the game lived up to it.
Pole position!
Oh.
Da-da-da-da.
Oh, that hurt.
Damn it, Nicholas Holt.
No.
Oh my God, that was amazing. That was so amazing. It's like Suburban Commando if it was Suburban Commando. It's just phenomenal. The comedy, the energy, the over-the-top 80s of it all, it's pure perfection.
It's really 80s.
The heart of it is that guy, that punk-ass narrator. He is just so aggressively random. He calls this dude a jerk, and then he rewards him. And he's so hostile to this quiet, non-threatening family. I have no idea what this guy would do in everyday situations. All I can say is, I want to see this guy's style of madness in every commercial.
Oh, no.
You look like real jerks. So what you doing?
Oh, well, we're going to a family reunion.
Shut up! You're fighting dinosaurs now!
Yes.
What?
Holy shit!
Hey, jerk! What you doing?
I got sweet potato yams made from potatoes.
Shut up! You're going up against killer skeletons!
Skeletons.
Hey, jerk! What you doing?
Man, I've got some...
Shut up! You're in a volcano!
Wow.
Hey, jerk! Shut up! Space!
Space!
What you doing?
Oh, I just made pie.
Actually, it sounds really nice.
It's apple pie.
That's my favorite.
Would you like a slice?
Please. That's delicious.
Oh, thank you. You know, the secret ingredient...
Not to bring down the mood, but I think I killed your entire family.
What?
Yeah. I gave one to a T-Rex, a skeleton killed another, one of them melted, another's in space, I killed your dog.
Barney.
Everything you cherished is gone.
Oh, God. Barney's in space.
I'm sorry. I get carried away sometimes.
I gave you pie.
But hey, have you ever played Atari Pole Position? It's a lot of fun. You should try it. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go away and be a voice. You had really nice pie. Sorry I killed your family.
Okay.
Jesus.
I'll check out Atari Pole Position.
It's really
Amazing.
Don't act like you're surprised. You
Smash
did
cut
that.
back to that face.
I'm the nostalgia critic, and I don't know why I look forward to this every year.
Right?
Doug.
I think I'm sick. Really sick.
Jesus.
Doug, buddy,
You need to take a breath, dude. Sit down for a second. And just, like, realize life's not about commercials, man.
Okay,
Also, you smell like beef.
Okay.
God, have
No,
mercy.
but Doug, buddy, are you okay?
Went to a really dark place.
I mean, that's
so
a
many times to a dark place. So
I-
many dark
I-
places. Oh.
I feel like he's dissociating, so there's like multiple Dougs now.
that's
Well,
worrying.
Actually, think about
Because audience critic being surprised, he's just like, oh, it's like, but you wrote that, you know.
Well,
That's
him
in there
and, yeah,
somewhere.
him and Rob both wrote it. Okay,
We
so
can blame Rob for this. Let's just blame
Let's
Rob.
blame
no,
Rob.
gosh.
Rob.
So okay,
Hashtag
Doug
blame
actually
Rob.
has
Get it
stated-
trending?
Doug actually has
Please don't
stated
get
that
that trending.
mentally he
I don't
has
even know
sort
what
of
that means.
done a separate, like a 6 degrees of separation between him and the critic.
That
to some
makes
degree.
good sense.
Because
that's the only way to keep you sane.
Because Doug, when you talk to Doug in real life, a lot of people say Doug in real life is like really approachable and like really funny and always like open to talk to people and everything. Whereas he says about the critic The Critic is just looking to trash anything that he can get his hands on to some degree. It's just like any movie. It's like, oh, this movie is really heartwarming and everything. The Odd Life of Timothy Green, and he watched it. Actually, Doug said it was at that moment he realized the Critic in his mind was not dead because he tried to retire the Nostalgia Critic.
Yeah,
he tried, but then he watched The Odd Life of Timothy Green, and it revived the Critic miraculously because everyone was just like, oh, this film is so heartwarming and everything, and he was just like, this film's a piece of shit. This film is a god-awful piece of shit.
And then he went, uh-oh.
I must get on a mountaintop and shout it to the world.
Dang it, he's back.
And then here comes the Critic once again.
Well, it's similar to what I've heard about James Rolfe, the Angry Video Game Nerd.
Yeah, AVGN.
He's quiet and a little bit shy in real life. Whereas, his character will scream about,
buffalo turds and diarrhea donkey shit.
I was trying to connect buffalo and diarrhea, and then you threw that out there. I'm like, you know what? Glad I didn't have to.
Well, let's be honest. That's kind of his forte. I mean,
yeah,
profanity, bad video games, and
animal
and like
animal
buffalo
poop.
Shit.
Animal poop.
Animal, like insert animal, insert form of poop.
It's kind of interesting
smell
because
like
are you,
beef.
as far as like
Go
as far
ahead.
as like the writing goes, because I have a weird relationship with Stephen King. I am a Stephen King fan, but I'm not a Stephen King fan. I love him and hate him. So I love and hate the Dark Tower series. And I remember reading something where Stephen King was like, he said that the character Roland, the gunslinger, he really, honestly, the character scared him, and he didn't really understand, like, Roland or why he was, like, he wouldn't make the same choices or anything. It was kind of weird to, like, because usually a writer would, like, even if they're not that character in real life, they kind of come up with, like, motivations for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was just like, honestly, I don't really understand Roland. He just scares me. And I was like,
it's like,
well,
buddy, I think you may have done a few too many drugs.
well, yeah, I mean, because, when he wrote The Gunslinger, that was back in the day.
Of the cocaine abuse.
As it was in the before times.
As it was in the cocaine times.
And then once you start that roller coaster, it's just...
What era did he use cocaine? What years?
I think he started The Gunslinger back in, like, the 70s.
So,
back,
yeah.
I mean, it's the 70s,
so... I think he stopped doing cocaine in the 90s, if I'm correct.
Back when he was putting out 8 books a year.
Man, he was, like, hardcore.
Oh.
And
I mean, to be fair, at that point, I mean... He'd kind of have to be using cocaine to put out 8 novels a year.
That's crazy.
It got so weird there towards the end. But now some of his stuff was, it's always weird, but some of his stuff back in the day was really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Dark Tower got
for
so
you,
weird.
Micah, you said that Apt
Really?
Pupil is probably one of your favorite Stephen King.
It's like a novella. I think is terribly interesting. That
82.
and Rita Hayworth and Shawshank Redemption is really
the
good.
Gunslinger came out in 82? Yeah.
Oh, I thought
Did
you
it?
were talking about the cocaine.
No, yeah.
The cocaine was coming out way
Oh,
before
joining 5 short stories that have been published between 1978 and 1981.
Okay. So all that with Stephen King, kind of dissociating himself from the characters that he's written.
I just think it's a fascinating concept. So it's like,
Well, in that regard, I suppose it makes sense that he would set this up as like a parallel universe. Because, there's a character that he's writing that's doing things he doesn't understand. Mm-hmm. And he can't understand this character. So I guess I can sort of understand where he's taking the inspiration.
literally parallel universes in the Dark Tower.
Yeah, because
they meet each other.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well,
it's Roland meets Stephen King. It's weird.
Well, I'll say this much. I mean,
that's got to be a cocaine.
I've written stuff
that's some weird self-insert fanfic right there.
Like Micah, the script that I wrote, for the Remnants and everything, one of the characters in it, I mean, he's a downright bastard.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
When I was writing him, I was just like, when I was writing for him, I was just like, I didn't know, like, where I was going to go with him 100% of the time. And some of the stuff that I did was like spontaneity.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wrote it out and it worked. And I was just like, how does this work so well? I mean,
and it makes
is this like a subconscious thing that
it makes you worry about yourself.
Like I have to question myself about this. Like I have to question my moral compass because I wrote this character who's just like a complete piece of shit.
Well,
but
better that you write him than you embody him.
Yeah, I don't want to embody him. I mean,
but I mean,
there's not really a character in the story the stories I've written that I do embody. It's just inspirations from different forms of media and also some people that I know.
Right.
Well, you don't want to be too on the nose about it, and write yourself into the story, unless you're Stephen King, apparently.
Because apparently Stephen King can get away with it.
I never envisioned writing myself into a story. I mean, I've never really done that before. I mean, I've always written characters around me that I know and I also try and insert myself into their head to see what they would say and stuff like that. I try to become that character.
Dear God, I hope you've never written me into anything. You don't want to be in my head.
I plead the fifth.
It's actually dangerous to make characters that are just like real life people.
No, not carbon copies. I never do full carbon copies.
Micah, there are things we could talk about here that I really don't want to.
Nah, that's fine.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. Let's not.
Okay, that's fine.
Well, when you write people into stories, they're actual people. You run the risk of it becoming successful, and then the people read it and see themselves from your perspective, and sometimes that upsets them. I've actually read about things like that where
it's just like The Help.
Yeah, a writer put his family into something, and some of them got really ill.
You ever seen the movie The Help?
Nope.
It actually featured a woman writing a story that featured stories from women and maids that worked in houses and everything under Jim Crow law and the stuff that they were subjected to and everything. And when the people in the hometown read it and knew it was them. There were a lot of them that were just like this has to be here, this has to be here. But there was some stuff in there that was so damning and so embarrassing. None of the women would come out and admit it. They feverishly deny it 100% because they didn't want anyone to know that was them. Like Two Slice Hilly.
Right.
No, let's not. I don't want to remember that.
I remember that.
Well, I mean, I think that's kind of appropriate though if you're highlighting an injustice.
No, yeah, I agree 100%.
But then sometimes it's people just everyone has a different perspective. So some people could just get wigged out. It's oh, that's what you think of me,
Well, yeah. If these walls had ears,
that would be
all
terrifying.
y'all be very bored. All y'all be very bored because I don't talk shit about anybody, except for certain government officials. You know who you are.
Michael Bay.
I mean,
you know who you are.
I mean, we have some discussions off camera, but they need to stay off camera. I think.
Yeah.
We had a discussion about a certain thing that happened, and it's we flat out were we don't need to talk about this.
And
we're not going to because it's
Not
if
worth
we're
it.
going to talk about this, we need to have we need to sit down and have a long conversation and sort of actually figure out what our opinions are instead of talking about spur of the moment stuff.
Yeah, no knee-jerk reaction.
And, we had the same thing with I hate to bring that up, but the old React World fiasco thing.
That could have been something where we had a knee-jerk reaction.
And we almost did.
Yes.
But we stopped ourselves.
Yeah, we stopped ourselves, and we kind of had a little bit of a breath about the whole situation.
Yeah, I was we can't do this today. We have to do this tomorrow. Or sometime in the future.
Yeah.
We cannot do this right now.
No, because our heads were pretty hot on the situation, and we had to simmer down, logically break stuff down, and handle it in a more adult manner.
Get to a good sane place before we started.
In which we actually got praised by our MCN over that. They said that we did good in how we handled it. We didn't try and do the blame game and point fingers. We just stated that it was two competing parties, or it was a competing party trying to corner the market, and there was backlash. I mean, that's just how it is.
Yeah, and we discussed our views on it, but thankfully we didn't go into it.
It could have been bad.
Let me tell you, this is getting inside baseball, but we were mad.
Very.
We were real mad.
Uh-huh.
And thankfully, that didn't happen on camera because, oh boy.
And now things have seemed to have gone over because the channel that in question back then now is completely recovered. As a matter of fact, they're doing 1,000 times better than ever now. Oh boy!
But
this was
anyway,
the Nostalgia Critic. We watched some commercials. We talked about the Oozinator.
I wish we
sure
hadn't.
did, buddy. We sure did.
I wonder how that works though, because you just put water in it, right?
You put water in. I think there's another solution that's
there's probably
in
a powder
there.
of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Something
A
that in
thickening
solution
agent.
forms a more viscous fluid. It might have just been cornstarch.
That's what I was thinking. Like, is it something readily available? Because
well, to be fair though,
you unscrew a Stretch Armstrong and screw his head and just squeeze it all in there.
Okay, no, I'm not having this discussion because I don't want to have
Stretch Armstrong full of corn syrup.
No, I don't.
He's almost bulletproof. Well,
I started thinking about the
Mostly
logistics of a corn syrup or like a cornstarch and water mixture in a super soaker, and I'm like,
no.
The wording on this is going to be unfortunate. I'm not having this discussion.
Super starcher.
Oh boy.
Potatoes. All right. So
Now, a potato gun is an entirely different thing.
That was a Nostalgia Critic, and the video went dark, and then we went dark, and now we're done, and we're done talking about Stephen King, and we're done with this video, which was great. If you want to see it, you should watch it. It's down here, and there's a link down there, and there's also a link to our Patreon and our Discord, which you should join. Bone is doing a thing. I think he's going to shave his head. Don't know. I don't know how many people.
People are talking about shaving their heads. I don't know.
I don't know.
2K.
Is it 2K?
2,000.
Oh well, he's dangerously close to shaving his head. It's gonna be cold.
It's gonna be a mess.
I'm just gonna pet this dog and try to forget.
And we're gonna go. So we're the Renegades. That's Nate. That's Ben. That's little angry Chico. He's licking. I'm Elena. That's Carly. And that's Micah. And we're gonna go. Okay, bye.
Hey Micah, you got any spare whiskey?
No.